Alright everyone, I am in the town of Bunkie, Louisiana. Median age of this town is 42. There's some old shotgun houses right up here. I'll show him to you real quick. They're right up here. Not that one, obviously, but there's like 4 of them right here. They're all in pretty bad shape, but yeah, that's history right there, guys. Anyway, here's a map so you can see where I'm at. Population history: 1970 peak population 5395, last census down to 3346. So that is quite a lot of people gone, isn't it? I'm going to head into downtown here in a second. Let me go ahead and give you the ethnic breakdown. 66% black, 26% white, 2% Hispanic, the remaining is mixed or other. And look at the gender breakdown. 61% female. Yeah, this is an abandoned school, it looks like. And you see what's walking in front of it, don't you? A white cat. You see him? That's right. Cat sighting acquired. That's a pretty good sized school, wasn't it? It's just sitting there boarded up now. Bunkie Middle. I guess it was the middle school. That's crazy. You think they would tear it down? Well, alright, let's get a look-see of downtown Bunkie. Looks like an abandoned gas station right there. Well, there's a few things going on here. That is really awesome. Yeah, got some activity here. It is a town of 3,400 people, though. Man. That's hard to see, isn't it? Well, let me give you the median household income. $21,634 a year. That's $416 a week. That number is lower than the per capita. How does that even happen? Well, that happens when a few individuals make a lot more money than the great majority. And you look at the chart there, 87% of the town makes under 50K, 1% makes over 200K. And some other telling numbers, 20% of the town is married. That is very low. For the US, it's 50. 80% of the town is single. And another number that really sticks out, 54% of the town has a female head of household. Only 14% of the town are married households. So those are very unusual numbers, and they tell you a lot about what's going on here. And you just see a ton of this driving through the town. Yeah, so poverty, unsurprisingly, is really bad. Overall, 50.6. 17 and under, 72%. Yeah, 7 out of every 10 child here lives in poverty. 65 and older, 35%. All those numbers are really, really high. I am on the other side of the tracks. You've heard the phrase used many times before. You know, certain incomes of people live on one side and higher income live on the other. That's what appears to be happening here. Houses are a lot better shape over here. This is an older neighborhood, but real nice. Got a lot of these 70s era ranch houses. How about if I give you median home value? $84,200. I don't think I gave you cost of living yet. So yeah, let's do that. An 85. So 15% lower than the rest of the U.S. Housing's at 61. So you're thinking crime is probably pretty high, given the poverty. Now last year, 19 incidents per 1,000 people. Compares to 21 for the U.S. So crime here is a little bit lower. Well, all right, guys. I think we've seen enough in Bunkie. Yeah, let's head to the next town. I am in Lecompte, Louisiana, the pie capital of the state, according to the sign here. As you head into downtown, well, let's go take a look. See what the pie capital of Louisiana looks like. I think we would all agree that pie is always a good thing. As we head in, I'll tell you the median age, 43. A little bit higher than the U.S. median of 39. The town's a little bit older. Alright, well, this is downtown. That's pretty much it. Very quiet, as you can see. Alright, well, now that we're through it, let's take a look at a map so you can see where I'm at. And population history, 1980 was the peak population. Last census down to 845, so that's about half the town gone in that period. That is a really nice house, isn't it? Yeah, that's right on the edge of downtown. Let me give you the ethnic breakdown. 56% black, 23% Hispanic, 16% white, the remaining 5% is a mixed race or other. Look at the gender breakdown. 56% male. Well, I think we expected to see some of this, didn't we? A lot of population loss in this town. Here's the median household income. $35,536 a year. That's only $683 a week. Look at it compared to the state of Louisiana. $60,023. Incomes here are very, very low. Let me give you poverty. 34.5 overall, 39% for 17 and under, 65 and older, 6%. So for retirement age folks, it's not too bad. Everything else is really high. Well, I'm not sure if people living there. Let's hope not. Cost of living's in 84, 16% lower than the rest of the U.S. You can see transportation and utilities are highest at 98, housing's lowest at 59. This may have been an old motel, I'm thinking. I checked crime. Last year they had 35 incidents per 1,000 people, compared to 21 for the U.S. So crime here is a bit high. Not on the main road through town. Yeah, it's an old abandoned gas station. Looks like they used to sell crawfish. Yeah, it's all gone now. By the way, that looks like the fire department across the street there. Yeah, now it's in good shape. Well, that is getting retaken by nature. Yeah, got some houses here that are just disintegrating into the ground where they sit. And nature has taken them. I don't think anyone lives in any of these houses, including this one. Looks like they just parked that car there and abandoned it. Yeah, because that house is definitely not livable, is it? The sun's shining right in the camera. Hopefully you can see that. Now that is a magnificent building. This is, well, it says the high school on the sign above the door. It's on the National Register. Built in 1924. Significant historic landmark. And classical style. Okay. That looks like a military monument right there. So I don't think it's being used as a high school anymore. I mean, it's got a tank on the front. The front lawn there. Man, that was some school, wasn't it? Wow. And just across the street from it, this is what you see. Lots of abandoned places. And you wonder what happened here. Looks like someone's house. They just left a bunch of cars out front. More of the same right next door. Someone just up and left that house. Here's the median home value, $77,100. Yeah, it's really inexpensive, isn't it? Well, here's an old store. Looks like it's long closed though. They do have a Dollar General. edge of town. All right, well, I think that'll do it for here. Let's head to the next town. Well, I am making my way into Cheneyville, Louisiana. Right off the bat, you see several abandoned gas stations. Or a couple anyway, not several. Several is a bit of an exaggeration, I guess. There was one, and here's another. Oh, and looks like an abandoned laundromat. Maytag Coin Laundry. Looks like the town does have a bank, though. It's right there. I guess you would say that this is the downtown of Cheneyville. Let's make a right here. Head into some neighborhoods. Let me show you a map so you can see where I'm at. And in population history, 1970 was peak, 1,082 people. Last census, 468. So that is over half the town gone. Well, I'm not sure what this was. It's been long abandoned, though. Median age of this town is 49, by the way. Oh, there's the post office. Always like to show you that if I can. And they have a big fancy church here. I didn't see that in the last town. There it is. There's a Baptist church. There's another one right up here. Let me give you the ethnic breakdown first. 49% black, 37% white, 14% mixed or other. That's the total. And look at the gender breakdown. 66% female. Alright, and there's another church here. This one looks like it's been abandoned. Now this one's long abandoned, isn't it? Getting taken by nature. Let me give you the median household income. Well, it's a NA, but here's the per capita. $19,386 a year. That's $370 a week. So that's what everybody in the town lives on weekly. Look at the chart there. 78% of the town makes under $50K a year. So there's no question this is a very poor town. Poverty supports that. 37.5 overall. 17 and under, 29%. 65 and older, 46%. That's really high for retirement age people. And crime, 3.5 incidents per 100 people, compares to 2.1 for the U.S. So crime here is pretty high. It's long abandoned, isn't it? Cost of living is 87. Transportation utilities is 98. Housing is 69. Now, this is City Hall, Mayor's Office, Police Department, fines and utilities. Everything is done in this little building. It's a very quiet town, very peaceful. Let me give you the median home value. Well, there isn't one, NA. But 56% of the town is under 100K. All right, everyone, I am in Cottonport, Louisiana. This town is on a river that was big enough to ship goods down to New Orleans. So it was a port, a river port town. And the majority of those goods were cotton. Thus the name, Cottonport. Median age of this town is 25. That is really low. Well, that's it for downtown. Let me show you a map real quick. And population history, 1990 peak population 2,600. Last census down to 2023. So far I've seen very little in the way of abandoned homes. Here's the ethnic breakdown. 50% black, 32% white, 10% Hispanic, 1% Asian. Remaining 6% is mixed or other. And the town is 70% female. Wow. 30% male. That's not a lot of guys here. And so here's the river I was telling you about. Runs right through the middle of town. All right, here's the median household income. $33,538 a year, $645 a week. Yeah, that's really low incomes. All the incomes in these Louisiana towns is, yeah, really low. Caution, alligators in bayou. That's when you know you're in Louisiana, when you see a sign like that. On the other side of it here, there's a lot of beautiful homes. Well, let's take a look at poverty. 30.5 overall. 17 and under, 32%. Retirement age, 24%. Yeah, all those numbers are a little over twice higher than the U.S. Let's see, cost of living in 83, so 17% lower than the rest of the country. Same as the other towns. Transportation, utilities, 98. Those are the highest. Housing is a 56. That's the lowest. Beautiful manicured lawns and homes. Over here on this side of the river. And I checked crime. 14 incidents per 1,000 people. Compares to 21 for the U.S. overall. Yeah. Pretty low crime here. Look at this beautiful house. That is really nice. Well, now that I've shown you that, let me give you median home value. $88,900. I bet you couldn't get that house for that price, though. Or even this one here. All right, everyone, so that's going to be the end of this video. Up next, well, let me preface with this. The FBI has just released their latest crime rankings, and every year I go through all those and I rank the top cities with populations, metro populations of 100K or more. It usually takes me a day. Anyway, I have done that. As I was doing that, I noticed that this small central Louisiana city has shot up to number 2. Another interesting thing about the new rankings is that for the most part, crime went down in most of the big cities. Oakland and Memphis and Detroit, New Orleans, crime went down in all those cities. But not this city, not this central Louisiana city. It's always been in the top 20, but it has shot up, like I said, to number 2. So I'm here in the area. I'm going to do a video of that city next. We'll dive in. I'll show you the rankings, the new rankings, crime rankings. I'll also give you the top 10 highest crime states and the top 10 safest states. Real interesting list to look at. After that, we've got another New Mexico video, rural towns plus Las Cruces. And then we also have a Panhandle, Texas, rural towns there video coming up. Then after that, some rural Arkansas towns to show you, including a bigger city, which Nicole and I will visit together like we do. And then after that, we'll be into mid-January. We're heading way out west, western Arizona, California, Nevada. So those videos are all coming up through the end of January. Hope you guys come along with us for the ride as usual, and we will see you there.